Welcome back, everybody, to episode 5 of the TalkBall Tweakers podcast. We are so glad to be back. Second episode of the week, pounding them out this week. I am your host, Blake McQuarrie, with my co-host, Toussaint Fancher, Jake Mazarski.
Pounding them out.
Pounding them out.
Hey, yo.
No Diddy.
We talking basketball.
You know it. Basketball specific episode this week. Wanted to get some basketball in for you guys because we haven't done it too often. I think we do it first episode for a little bit and then
We went off
Just because we're not in season right now.
that was about it. So
Yeah, exactly.
with everything going on in football right now, football world, it's like, we don't really have enough time to talk about basketball as well, or else you guys would be listening to 2-hour episodes and they're like, we don't want to do that to them. So gonna do basketball today. So I'm excited. Talk hoop. Let's go. All right. So first order of business, college hoops. Which players stood out to you guys so far? Actually, like overall vibes of the college football or basketball season so far this year.
College
Let's do that
basketball
first.
is the best
Just quick.
sport in America.
Yeah.
Not named college football. Love college sports.
Of course.
Cover them furiously. Have some college basketball connections. It's been really good. There's some really, really good teams. I know that's like a subjective term and stuff, and you could throw it out around. But you're looking at the top 25, if I was going to pull it off the top of my head, national championship contenders. Auburn could win it all. Duke could win it all. Alabama could win it all. Tennessee, on and on and on. I think the SEC, Big 10, Big 12 are all really good conferences. The ACC is lagging a little, but they have what a lot of people think is the best player in college basketball in Cooper Flagg. And now, watch college basketball. If you're tuning in just for March, you are totally doing it wrong. I think you guys could agree with me. Because
Yeah.
I'm not putting down March Madness. March Madness is absolutely, excuse the language, absolutely fucking incredible.
Of course.
But you're missing out on the environments. You're missing out on some crazy games. I mean, I'll start us off with a player very fast. Not like NBA-wise, but Caleb Love's buzzer beater and then going off in overtime in McHale Center, where your boy Toussaint and I are going to be in 2 weeks, by the way, or next week. That was sick.
Yeah, that
and
was.
you just talk about that 48-hour stretch of college basketball.
Oh, yeah.
Puts it perfectly. Kuma Malak throwing up on the court and Duke coming back from 13. Duke fan passing out, getting dragged off. Thank God she's okay. Conor McGregor at the BYU game. Caleb Love's buzzer beater. The fight in the VCU St. Louis game.
Oh, yeah.
College basketball, it gets overshaded, dude, until February, March when all the other sports are over. It deserves to be number one all the time. And I will argue with everyone on that.
I feel like college basketball just has those weird moments all the time. Like every week there's just something weird going on in the college basketball world, and that's kind of what makes it, a little unique.
A little
college
unique.
back.
Nah,
Very unique.
Yeah, that's what I thought. I'll
Very-
keep talking for a second. It's so unique, dude.
Very unique.
I think what makes it also so unique is the coaching changes that happen. Like Calipari's in Arkansas now, and
Pope at Kentucky.
Yeah, you got teams that with different coaches. Yeah, Kentucky they got Pope,
Mark Pope.
Yeah, Mark Pope.
It's just a lot of movement going around in college football in terms of players. Transfer portal, obviously, the NIL is very big nowadays, so you got players transferring and going to new schools. It's just really interesting, the landscape, how it's changed from what it was to now.
Also,
Of course.
for the first time in 2 years, there's no more big dog. There's no more one person at the top or one team at the top. That was UConn the last 2 years.
Right, exactly.
UConn in the NCAA tournament, they never even won a game within double digits. They
no.
just went through everyone and stuff. And this year, UConn's still a very good basketball team. I still think they could win it all.
Yeah.
But if you asked me last year who's going to win, I would have said UConn like that. Now,
This year, it's up for grabs.
Yeah, exactly. And
It's up for
that's
grabs.
awesome and
The
stuff.
only reason why I wouldn't have said UConn is because they would have been trying to go for a 3-peat, and I would have been like, that's so difficult.
Yeah.
Back to back that's still very hard, but a
Very.
3-peat is another.
Yeah.
You're another lane there.
Don't tell Pat Riley that. And UConn, by the way, if we're talking about UConn for a second, bro, they've dealt with that roster a lot. Liam McNeely, top prospect, he's been hurt. Alex Caravan's balling out of his mind. He's probably the number one option there. They have a few other guys that haven't really molded, but it's also so fun watching Dan Hurley coach.
Yeah.
I'll say it. And Fritzes, if you're listening to this, I love you guys. I'm not going to say I like Dan Hurley, but he's fun to watch.
I like his passion. He's got passion for the
He's
game,
so
passion for
passionate
his
about it.
players.
He's so passionate, and
like
that
a
makes it
crackhead
awesome
on the
because
court.
all these coaches are like that, dude. Like Memphis, Penny Hardaway. Like you're going out all the way to Kentucky. Mark Pope, you see how invested he is. John Shire. Like I'm a Carolina fan. I love watching John Shire talk hoop. One of my favorite things to do. Izzo's reaching his end, and Izzo's being great. Then, like, everywhere. Bruce Pearl, bro. The way, when we were in Texan Taco and
Pearl,
Auburn
man.
won that game, Bruce Pearl was as red as the Boston Red Sox logo.
Oh, yeah, I know.
That is so awesome.
Bro.
These coaches care.
Yeah,
that matters.
absolutely. Yeah, no, Dan Hurley, what did he do the other day?
I'm
He
the
was
best
like,
coach in the fucking
I'm the
sport.
best coach in the nation. Don't walk away from me. That was
to the ref.
That was hilarious.
Yeah,
He's had a crazy year.
Hilarious. He's a lunatic, bro.
Yeah.
Now-
he's a lunatic.
I got to ask you guys. So one of the best stories in college basketball this year, in my opinion, I'm someone that's covered the Big Ten a lot. Obviously, was at Northwestern for 3 years. Now I'm here. Michigan State's having their best start in years. As Michigan fans, Michigan is also a very good team. They fell out of the top 25, but they're still right there. Could get back in with a couple
They
wins.
just had an interesting game with Penn State.
They did.
They were down.
Yeah, how we feeling in the midden about both those teams? Keep going. Yeah.
I was just gonna say Michigan. They had a really good game against Penn State. They kind of
Trey Donaldson.
Yeah, I mean they had a lead. They gave it up on a run. Then they came back. Trey Donaldson hit 2 clutch shots, 3 and a 2-pointer, and they won the game. Shout out to Tom Izzo. I mean that Michigan State team. Number one, I didn't think they were going to be this great. I mean they got Cohen Carr, they got Akins, they got
Jeremy Fears,
yeah, they got
Frankie
a
lot- they got a lot
Fiddler,
of
Simone
pieces.
Zavala.
They got a lot of pieces.
But I think they're just like a really good cohesive team. Like there's not one guy who's making everything work for them. It's like everybody does their part, and if they do it right, they're winning. And so that's what's driving them. And then Michigan, on the other hand, Michigan is very good. Shout out to Dusty May, came in there after Juwan Howard, kind of not rebuilt it, but kind of got it back to a stable.
Got
program.
it back to a brand.
Yeah. So they were in, like you said, they were in the 20. They were 20th, and they lost to Purdue, and then now they're unranked.
Oh,
but,
well, losing to Purdue at Mackey. How terrible.
Yeah, I don't know why they went unranked for that.
Because
like,
they lost to Minnesota, too. That was it. Like, the Purdue loss was bad. They got their ass whooped, but they lost to Minnesota, too. So I
mean, that
understand
was
why they fall
predictable.
out.
The Purdue was predictable.
Yeah, exactly. Dude, Purdue lost at Mackey for the
yeah.
first time to Nah, joking. Ohio State's not a good basketball team. We're not, but they did win that game. But yeah, Blake, how are we feeling about them Wolverines and Spartans? We gotta get the midden on here, give it some love.
And in terms of Michigan, the Wolverines, I like the team this year. Absolutely love how they play basketball. Vlad and Danny Wolf are incredible together. It's rare when you see 2 7-footers running a pick and roll. So
It's so fun.
Michigan always got those tall centers that can
Always.
shoot and
exactly,
dribble.
Always.
exactly. So the problem is just the wishy-washiness. You know, it's like there's one good night and there's an off night, and it's like
They need to find something.
you just gotta
Yeah.
just pick up the consistency a little bit. And I think that's I think that's always comes with a new coach. Especially a team. This is a team that they haven't. None of these guys have played together.
they're transfers.
Like this whole team is new. No one's played together. So it's like once you get it down, once you get a rhythm down, you get more comfortable. You get more accustomed to the people around you. I think that's when it gets a little scary. Especially like I said, with a team who has 2 7-footers running a pick and roll.
Yeah.
I think come March Madness time, a lot of people probably should watch out.
I like that. Yeah.
I think they're going to be a dangerous team in the tournament. Switching over to the team in East Lansing, Michigan State. Hate them as a Michigan fan, but I think they have a lot of pieces. And Jaden Akins was that return from him coming back this year was huge for Michigan State. They're not in the position that they're in right now without him. So I think that was a huge get back from last season was Jaden Akins.
Yeah, and I mean, you lose Tyson Walker and AJ Hogarth, and
exactly.
Akins needs to take the next step. And he's not even shooting particularly well. He's under 30% from deep, and he's like 41% from the field. He scores, and he finds his way to the rim and stuff.
Exactly.
And that's what matters, and that's what Tom Izzo has done forever and stuff.
Exactly.
And I'm looking at, let's see, adjusted defensive rating. Michigan State is number 7 in the country up there, 91.3 stats per Bartorovic. Your best place to go for college basketball stats. That's not a sponsorship, but that's something I said. They're really good. And I think one of the macro things that you have to look at in college basketball right now, teams are allowed to have bad stretches, like Michigan can have, like Alabama could have, like all these teams. Alabama plays UConn,
exactly.
right?
Lost 3 straight.
Just because you lose and you don't have a number next to your game, you're still a contender because in March, anything could happen.
Anything happens.
It's so macro. So let me throw this out to you guys. If you're looking at the rankings, who's a team from around like 10 to 25 that you think could go on a deep run and stuff? And don't say UConn because I know UConn's 25. And I could go first since I just threw out. I just threw you out there. I freaking love the St. John's Red Storm. I know I'm from New York.
Pitino.
Coach Rick Pitino. And what they're doing.
Shout out Pitino.
Whether it's RJ Lewis, Kadari Richmond, Davion Smith, they are good. They're an offensive firepower.
Yeah.
They are a storm.
Indeed.
And they are not only beating teams, they are kicking the crap out of them. And I think experience might be a problem once you get to the tournament. Because like Kadari Richmond, their best player, didn't even play in the NCAA tournament last year. They won the NIT with Seton Hall. But, dude, they play like a unit. And Patino's been there, obviously.
Yeah.
So that's going to be mine. And I just wanted to go first just to give you guys a second because I'm sort of throwing everything at the wall at you.
No, it's all good. I like Florida, man. I like them Gators.
Shoot the lights out.
Who haven't been relevant since Joakim Noah and Horford and those guys. But yeah, no, I like them. 4 guys in double digits. Walter Clayton's a hooper. Alex Condon, basketball player. That's
Elijah Martin, Final Four experience.
Elijah Martin. So I really like Florida. I wish they would give that freshman a run, man.
Oliver Ryu, the 7'7".
Oh yeah,
guy.
man. Like give my guy some run.
He's
man.
He's redshirting and stuff,
know,
which I
bro.
understand. But you're so right,
Give
bro.
my guy some run,
You're so
dude.
right.
It's like, oh, this team would be such more exciting if he was on the floor with them. Like
Dude.
that would be insane. So
I
it's
feel
like,
that.
I don't know, but I really like Florida. I do. I like Florida a lot. They've had some key wins this year as well. But yeah,
they've had some key wins. That's a great way to put it.
Anytime like you have 4 guys in double digits scoring, especially in college basketball, like you're dangerous. You got depth. You can make a run. That's literally shows that you got guys who, even if your best player is having an off night, you have guys that will step up and score the basketball. So I like Florida, man. I do. Gators. Gators.
I'm gonna go with Kentucky.
I like that.
They don't have. They have Mark Pope. They don't have Calipari anymore, and their team
that might be better for them, by the way.
Yeah, their team isn't filled with a bunch of 5-star players who are all going to leave in a year. Technically, a lot of them are going to leave this year because a lot of them
they're
are
transfers.
they're grad
exactly.
students and seniors. So like they have Kobe Bray and Jackson Robinson, Lamont Butler. Lamont Butler was on that San Diego State team.
They all can score, man. They all. Can score.
They got Ansley Almanor. They
Andrew
have
Carr's experience.
Amari
too.
Williams.
Adafe Owe.
They're top.
Ortega, not Adafe.
Their 5-6 players that they run normally are all like grad students, juniors, like upperclassmen. So that gives you a little bit of experience. It allows you. They gel well together. Like they have guys who play defense. Jackson Robinson's a good shooter. Kobe Bray is an all-around great player. Lamont Butler is a great facilitator. They just have a good squad. And coming from BYU, I didn't know how Mark Pope was going to adjust to Kentucky because that's a blue blood program. So, but he's responded accordingly, and they have a good team. I think they can make a deep run in March Madness.
I like how you brought up the Kentucky Wildcats because I was going to bring it up. There are some days where Kentucky cannot miss.
Yeah.
Jackson Robinson gets hot. I'm pretty sure Kobe Brea against Tennessee, by the way, they had a huge win on the road at Tennessee and in Knoxville, which is really hard to do, especially with how good Tennessee is. Kobe Brea didn't miss.
Kobe Brea is best shooter in the nation.
Yeah, he might be. He very well might be and stuff. And you're just talking about all these guys like Robinson, Owe, Brea, Carr, Butler. They have experience, and they might not have been to a March Madness together, but if you're a Kentucky fan, I think you should be really excited because,
100%.
When was the last time we saw a Kentucky team with any experience whatsoever? And you've seen teams with no experience whatsoever go far and lose.
Yeah, they may have like 1 or 2 players who are upperclassmen.
Exactly.
Rare.
And now it's all upperclassmen because all their recruits left. All their recruits went to Arkansas. They went other places and stuff. And like that's really cool. And Mark Pope, you're doing a great job because I know people doubted you. People wanted Nate Oates to go there. People said Chris Collins, but that was never going to happen. Some people said Dusty May. I'm trying to think of other names off the top of my head.
And
Dude, they're really good. I like how you brought that up and stuff. I think that's a good way to just go into conference championship predictions.
Yeah.
And then I want to do the best play. Well, then actually I have an idea that we'll do after. But let's go conference championship predictions, or champion predictions, rather.
Got it.
Let's start with the SEC. Tucson, I'll throw it at you. Is Kentucky winning the SEC, if you had to say it right now?
I would say, yeah.
I'm going to say no. I'm going to say Tennessee. I think the Volunteers are going to do it. I think Rick Barnes has really got that team going good. They got Ziegler. They got a whole bunch of guys on that team that, like, like really good. This is probably the best Tennessee team I've seen in a while.
And that's with Dalton Connect being there last year, too. That's a big statement. Yeah, I like that.
But I think for the SEC, I think I'm going to go Tennessee just based off the fact that they have, like I said, Ziegler's at the point, so he's running through everything. They got Chaz Lanier. They have Milicic, who's really good. They just have a really good team, and Rick Barnes has been there for a while. I'm going to go Tennessee.
I'm going Auburn. Number one team in the country. Auburn's been nasty. Almost perfect so far this year.
That's why I think they're going to lose in the SEC championship.
That's why I think
they're going to. I think it's going to be the pressure is going to be on them to face another team and win it because they're the number one and they're going to slip up.
I think they're too dangerous, man. I really do.
If Janai Broom's healthy, he's going to win National Player of the Year.
Johnny Broom
or maybe Cooper actually.
Johnny Broom. Yeah, no, that's what I'm saying. Johnny Broom is. That's a hooper. That's a hooper right there. It's funny because he doesn't really look like a hooper for real. Like, if you look at Johnny Broom, you're like, bro, you don't hoop, bro. Like he does not look like a hooper, and he's a hooper, bro. So I like that. I like Tahad Pettiford as well.
He's gross.
Really like Tahad Pettiford, man.
Pettiford's gross. Chad Baker Mazzara can score.
Nasty.
They have so many guys that could put it on the floor.
That's what I'm saying. 5 guys in double digits. Bruce Pearl. The passion behind that guy.
Yeah.
That guy just cares, man. He cares about ball.
Right.
And so I got Auburn, man. I don't usually take number one teams, but I got Auburn.
I really like Auburn. I was going to come on this podcast really hard to go against them, and I think I'm still like that. Janai Broom's absolutely ridiculous. Chad Baker Mazzara, Tashad Pettiford, Miles Kelly, Denver Jones, Trinity Johnson. They have a lot of guys. But... yeah. I don't give a piss about nothing but the Tide. Give me Alabama. I love the Alabama Crimson Tide, and they're starting to find their way.
I like them.
You start with guard Mark Sears, who's probably the second best player in the country, or I meant in the conference, behind Janai Broom. Sears has been great, 18 points a game.
Yeah.
Scorers, Aiden Holloway, Latrell Wrightsell, LeBaron Fallon, or I guess why did I say Wrightsell? He tore his ACL. He's out for the years. Chris Youngblood could shoot. Grant Nelson dropped 23. He dropped 23 against North Carolina in the Sweet 16. Cliff Amorie. Cliff, I love you.
He just dropped 22. Chris Youngblood the other night.
Yeah, exactly. So they have so many scorers, bro, and they've been there. They are pissed off after last year.
Yeah, for
also,
sure.
they have been a much, much better defensive team as of late. Yeah, the SEC is a high-scoring conference, but they held LSU to 73. Vanderbilt, 87, sure, they scored over 100. Kentucky, 97, sure, they scored over 100. I don't give a piss about nothing but the Tide. I really don't. And Cliff, I'm rooting for you, baby.
So yeah, I know you mentioned you think the Auburn's gonna, fall off the number one team. Yeah. I can see it happening. I still think they're gonna win the SEC championship. I don't think they'll be a national champion or.
Yeah, it's been 30 years since Auburn's made it
in the Final Four. I think that's if they.
You think just championship SEC is well?
Yeah, I think they'll fall. I think they're going to be a team that is high and then falls off in the tournament. Back to Bama, Chris Youngblood. What a fucking last name! My gosh, Youngblood. Dude. Like, come on. I just love the last name. I love the last name. I was watching them last night and I was like, Youngblood. Youngblood.
No, when they said that, I literally
Youngblood.
first time I heard his name, I literally stopped and thought that like an announcer called him Youngblood. Like I was like Youngblood. I was like Youngblood.
Dude, Chris
I was like,
Youngblood's
we got
a
a gang. I was like, we got a gang member
dude.
hooping. I was like, what's going
Oh
on?
my gosh,
Dude,
bro.
they shoot the ball so well, Bama, and you just know
Grant
that they're going to
Nelson is
score.
nasty.
He's
Yeah.
gross, transfer from North Dakota State.
Yeah.
Like, you just know when you're playing them, it's going to be a race to 80, 90, or 100 with them, depending on
Absolutely.
how good you are. And even if you have your best shooting night, you might lose.
Absolutely.
And I don't know if you could say that about Auburn, honestly. And that Auburn shoots the ball really well, too. And they have a bunch of
yeah.
guys that score. Pettiford, Kelly, Jones, Broom, 20 and 10 a game guaranteed, pretty much. I don't know if they could. I don't know. Like, if I want an Auburn-Alabama SEC championship, and I'm pretty sure they play soon, too. They actually haven't
should,
played yet.
yeah.
Yeah, they play twice. They play in at Auburn.
That's gonna be good
February
games.
15th,
Yeah.
and then the last day in Tuscaloosa. Oh no,
Yeah.
I switched them. In Tuscaloosa the 15th at Auburn to end the season. Anyway, let's move to the conference that we go to school in. I
Big
don't know what
10.
that was. Big Ten.
I'll go
Where's
first.
where's
We go
button?
to school.
Where's the
in.
button? That's what you deserve right
I'll
now.
go first.
Yeah,
give me-
you kick it off.
Northwestern.
The Rutgers Scarlet Knights.
Wow.
No, not actually.
Chill out,
no,
say,
I'll-
chill out.
I'll talk
Chill
about
out.
it.
Chill out.
And completely
Ain't no
serious.
way.
Give me Purdue. I think that the Purdue Boilermakers are going to win the Big Ten championship. Braden Smith's going to win Player of the Year. He averages 15, 4, and 8, assist machine.
Big Ten player of the year?
Big Ten Player of the Year.
Okay.
Did I say
Yeah, you
national?
said
Oh,
national.
my bad.
No,
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 Big Ten.
No, you just said player of the year in general. I
Big
was
Ten Player of the
thrown
Year.
off a little bit.
You know, Purdue, I think there were a lot of questions surrounding them when they lost Sakihi because he's been the center of their offense and the center of pretty much college basketball for the past 4 years.
Yeah.
Braden Smith's been really good. Fletcher Lawyer is an experienced guard that could shoot well. He shoots over 45% from deep. Purdue shoots the three really well. Trey Coffin-Red averages almost 20 a game. Now that he's getting time. CJ Cox, the freshman, has been good. I really like Purdue. And the Big Ten's a weird conference, too, where every team cannibalizes one another.
Yeah.
I like the team with the most experience, and I like the best coach in the conference right now because I would say Matt Painter's the best in the conference. Better than Tom Izzo currently, but at
Okay.
the same time, but Izzo's obviously the best legend. I think Painter's the best currently, but
buddy.
give me the Boilermakers. I hate saying that.
I
Do it. Do it.
State? Is that what you're gonna say?
yeah, man. Unfortunately,
Go green.
no, I'm not
Say
doing
it,
it.
say
I'm
it,
not,
say it.
I'm not saying
Go
that shit.
green.
I'm not
Can't
saying
write,
that
can't
shit.
read.
I'm not saying that shit, dude.
All
White,
right,
go
keep
white and
Can't
go green.
can't write, can't read.
read.
Yeah, bro. I'm not saying that shit. I've been in Harper's too many fucking times to where I've heard that shit. I'm not saying that shit. Yeah, I got Michigan State, unfortunately. I don't know, man. I think it's something about this team this year is special about them. I just feel like they've got guys who can just do everything. Colin Carr is jumping
freak.
out of the fucking gym. Jaden Akins is everything that you need in a number one option on a basketball team. Jace Richardson is a star. Jeremiah Fears is a star.
4 bigs that they run.
I mean,
all of them reliable.
Jackson Kohler is experienced. Like, he was thrown in the fire as a freshman, and now he's that experienced big man on the team to where I just really, really like them. I love Izzo as a coach, as a person. Hate Michigan State, love Izzo. So, yeah, it's not a lot where you'll get me to, pick those guys in green, but, I'll do it today. I'll do it today right now, for sure.
To me, it's between 3 teams. The 2 teams that you picked,
Yeah.
and I think I could see Michigan winning. I could see them going on a streak.
I was
and doing
gonna
it.
actually. I was thinking about picking Michigan. I was
mean,
thinking about
hey,
taking my
valid.
Wolverines.
What are they 7-2 in Big
Usually
Ten
I,
play?
thinking about taking
usually
my
I crap on
Wolverines,
them, but
man.
not now, bro.
Yeah, they're
no.
7-2 in Big Ten play, 15-5 overall.
And
I
who's the
mean,
kind of Dusty May, man?
I'm gonna go
Mich-
Mich-
what he's done.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go blue. I'm gonna say Michigan. I think Dusty May gets it towards the end. I think they become ranked, and I think they go on a little run. I think they figure it out. I think the uniqueness of the fact that they have 2 bigs running pick and rolls for them works to their advantage. And like you said, they can also shoot. Like they could shoot. Like Michigan State or Michigan. Michigan can shoot. I'm gonna go the Wolverines for this one. It's a different one.
Fire. I think we could do ACC really fast.
Yeah.
Duke.
1, 2, 3. Duke.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
there's not really
Blue
much
Devils.
competition over there in the
No,
ACC.
the ACC is not a good.
ACC's really got to do some hard thinking.
Yeah, they
Look
do.
in the mirror.
They
Yeah,
do.
there's nobody
They do.
there that's
Look in the
stopping them.
mirror.
No, nobody's stopping Duke.
Little pups
Nobody's
over
stopping,
there.
Nobody's
Yeah.
stopping Duke, and that's coming from
Puppies.
someone who's a Carolina fan.
Puppies. See, this is see what you're doing. ACC. You're getting this guy who's a
ACC.
who's a Tar Heel. You're getting this guy who's a Tar Heel. Loves North Carolina basketball, and he's picking Duke. Like, do better.
You
And
see, you
North
gotta
Carolina.
tighten up.
Do
I'm already
better. Do
looking forward
better.
to football
Do better,
season.
North Carolina. Do better.
And Big 12.
I like Iowa State. I really do. I like Houston also.
I like
Iowa
Keyshawn
State.
Gilbert a lot. I like
I like
Keyshawn
Iowa
Gilbert a
State,
lot. I
man.
think he's one of the best scorers in the
I like
conference.
the
I think
Cyclones.
Iowa State's a damn good team. I think that they play defense well.
Yes.
They had a rough go about against Illinois last year, lost a
Yes.
tough one. But you
Yes.
look at this Iowa State team that they're building down in A's. Curtis George, Keyshawn Gilbert, Joshua Jefferson had a good game against
I love
Arizona. I'm pretty
Lipsy.
sure he's averaging like 15 points in Big 12 play.
Yep. Taylor Lipsy. Love
Mama
that guy.
I don't even know how to pronounce his name. Momsilovich, 44% from deep. Whenever
Yep.
you have a guy shooting over 40 a clip from behind the arc, you're not a good basketball team, but you have a chance to be.
Yeah, one of those.
And they're good.
What is it? Where is he from? It's one of the. Whenever you got the
Somewhere.
Serbia or something.
the Serbians,
you.
Russians, the
Latvia or something like that.
Latvians.
This
Where
says
is he?
Wisconsin.
Wisconsin.
I bet.
Well, that's boring.
I'm going to do it. Wow.
He's got to be Serbian
boring.
nationality.
The
or
winner of the
something.
Big 12 is going to be, I'm not only saying this
You got the
because I have the
Oviches.
connection, it's going to be the Arizona Wildcats. They are not ranked right now.
That's insane
It is
work.
going
That's
to be
insane
the
work.
Arizona Wildcats.
You're tripping.
It is going to be the Arizona Wildcats. They're 8-1 in conference play. They had a rough start to the season. We could all get behind that, right? Look at their losses. Wisconsin ranked, Duke ranked, Oklahoma was ranked, West Virginia was ranked, UCLA not that good, but was ranked at the time. And Arizona started off slow. The wins they have rattled off, right? At Cincinnati, beat them by 5. At West Virginia, while West Virginia was ranked, blew the fucking doors off them. Versus Iowa State, did they get lucky? Yeah, sure. But then in a 5-minute frame where it's my guy against your guy, they won. Am I trusting Caleb Love in March Madness? As a Carolina fan, I want to say yes. No, I'm not, though. But they have a bunch of secondary scoring. KJ Lewis, Jaden Bradley, Tommy Townsend, or Trey Townsend. I don't know. Tommy Townsend's a Texans punter. Jesus, I got ahead of myself. Trey Townsend beat Kentucky
Townsend,
last year at
baby.
Oakland.
Yeah, shout out
Anthony,
to Oakland.
Anthony
Yeah.
Del Orso.
Michigan product, baby.
Henry
From the
Vassar has
mitten.
been really good. And so
Produced
I
some
like,
hoopers,
I like
boy.
Arizona. I'll be honest. I like Arizona.
I think you're tripping.
Well, I might be, but like.
It's a good valid point though.
It's
good valid
a
point.
wild card pick.
I don't
like
trust
it.
them enough in the postseason to just do anything.
I don't think
Do
they
you
have
trust
enough
Auburn
scoring.
enough?
I trust them enough to get a conference championship.
Okay. Yeah.
I don't trust them enough.
I just don't think Arizona has enough scoring. That's what I think. 'Cause,
Valid.
like Lewis and the rest of them, they just don't score as much as they need to.
That's
Yeah.
fair. That's fair. That's
Yeah,
fair.
I don't know.
Who are you going with?
It's gonna be interesting.
Me, I think I'm gonna pick the obvious one. I think Kelvin Sampson has got that Houston squad locked up.
like
Yeah,
Houston.
he's always been a really great coach. He's one of the best coaches in the
Got
nation.
experience.
Yeah, I mean who's their big man that's their vetted big man. I forgot his name.
Walker?
No.
Is that it?
No, Walker was last year. Why am I blanking out? Juwan Roberts.
Yeah, Jawan Roberts.
Yeah, why am I
Roberts.
blanking out?
Yes, Roberts is really good. And he's got what is he like his 5th or 6th year? So
Yeah.
So
LJ Cryer's the guard, so experienced and can
he
score.
came from
too.
Baylor.
Mm-hmm.
So like, I think they just have it. They have the experience. I think they have the coaching. I think they have the poise. And no offense, but I think that Big 12 conference is like next to the ACC in terms of Power 5 conferences. It's probably up there in terms of like least competition, least resistance for them. I know they have, like you said, you picked Arizona.
They've
I know-
got some dogs in the ACC or in the
no,
Kansas
Iowa State
in
and
the Big
Kansas are
12
there,
though.
but like as opposed to like Big 10, where the Big
It's
10,
not 10 deep.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
it's
It's
not
like
Big 10,
4 or
SEC.
5 deep, so they only have to worry
SEC.
about like 4 or 5
That's
teams.
SEC. That's fair.
Yeah,
I mean, it'll be interesting.
it's gonna be interesting.
The one thing I'm gonna say, and then we could go to NBA, and I'll throw the reins to someone else because I talk a lot with college basketball. Ace Bailey's the best prospect.
Ace of Spades.
Ace.
In what? Just the draft this
The
year?
draft.
Oh, okay.
The draft.
his
I'd
last
rather have
name.
Ace Bailey on my team than Cooper Flag.
Change his last name to Spades.
With what Ace
Not a
is
bad take.
becoming, yeah, Dylan Harper was out, and Dylan's a stud. And if you don't know, I do root for Rutgers, and I know them, and my best friends are photographers. Shout out Fritz. Ace, bro. He is pro comparison.
nasty, man.
He's Kevin Durant.
He's nasty. You can
I
do
will say that.
everything.
His shot
Everything.
creation is as good as KD.
Oh,
And
yeah.
I'll go on the record saying that the way he's able to shoot,
Well-
not even off the dribble, I will say that. You could go against
crazy.
it. KD's probably crazy.
KD's
and look,
insane.
am I saying he's going to be
We
Kevin?
just talked about this. Let's not
Yeah.
compare them to. Let's not
KD's
set them up for
insane.
failure.
Okay, wait.
That's the only thing I was gonna say.
All right, fine. I'm not saying Ace Bailey will be Kevin Durant. I think he's against the grown men he's going up against in college. He looks like KD in the ways he creates shots and the shots he's taking. So I'll go with that. And am I putting him to a high bar? Yeah, but I know he's gonna do it, and I know trust me, I know Ace doesn't listen to critics. So yeah, I just wanted
I'm
I just
sure.
wanted to get that out there and stuff. I know I got some Cooper Flag truthers, and I think Cooper Flag's a really good basketball player too, and he's gonna go number one. I just would rather have Ace on my basketball team next year if I'm a head coach.
I feel that. Yeah, the KD was a little crazy.
Fine.
I'll say
He has the
that.
potential to shoot like KD. But he's not as efficient from
Yeah.
the floor.
Okay.
But then again, he had a game where he shot 80% yesterday.
Yeah. 37 points.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Efficient.
Not even his career high.
efficient.
Not
So
even his career high.
it's gonna be interesting. I like him a lot. It's gonna be.
What is his career high?
39 at Assembly Hall against Indiana.
Indeed. Yeah. All right. Big leagues time. Let's get to the big leagues, dude. All right. NBA talk. Let's go big leagues, man.
What do we want to start off with?
I want to start it off with Adam Silver saying, considering limiting the quarters to 10 minutes. What are your guys' thoughts on that?
It's ridiculous. First of all, it changes nothing. It doesn't. If his goal is to either shorten the games to make it more interesting, or to keep players healthy, it does none of those things because players are still going to either want to sit out or they're going to get injured. 2 minutes off a quarter doesn't reduce the injuries. Now I get that you don't have 2 minutes to get injured, but you got 10 minutes to get injured.
Yeah.
And then on top of that, it doesn't do anything for the fans. You just shave more time off. We want to see more basketball. That's not the issue. The issue is, I could go hours and hours on how Adam Silver has kind of butchered this thing, but the issue is officiating. It's the gameplay style, but the shaving time off the game doesn't change anything. Doesn't change jack squat. I mean, people are still going to sit out. Players are still going to do what they want to do. The All-Star game is still jacked up. All right, you still got issues league round. It just doesn't do anything. And that's the problem I have with Silver. He has the power to implement these things or fix them or change them or propose things, and instead he comes on shows and proposes terrible ideas.
Yeah.
I heard him on the Colin Cowherd show talk about, he was ranting on and on, talking about, I think our game and this and the 3-point line, and it's just going through a phase. And it's like, no, you're the commissioner. You have the chance to change this, and you're kind of doing the wrong thing.
Yeah. The shot chucking's insane. The 3-point shot chucking's insane. Can we blame Steph for that, please?
No.
Oh, yeah, of course
No.
it's Steph's fault.
No,
Yeah,
absolutely
I'm
not.
blaming him.
No, it's
I'm
Steph's
blaming
fault.
him.
Why? Just because he was too good?
Yeah. Everyone wants to.
That's not his fault, but it's
It's his fault.
it's-
Everyone wants to come up the court and just shoot a fucking 3, like they're Stephen Curry now.
Also,
that's all the kids wanna do.
I think Melo also participated in that because
All
when he was
the
in high
kids
school,
wanna do.
he was just jacking shots from half court, and now people are like watching Melo in high school and Steph Curry in the pros, and now everyone's just shooting half court shots.
I guess, yeah. I'm gonna put Steph on top of it though.
Oh yeah, no, Steph for sure. Number
Putting
one.
Steph on top
I give
of it.
Melo a little bit of that.
And then we got fucking big men, 7-footers shooting 3s and shit.
That's Jokic's fault.
Like yeah. Jokic doesn't do it as much though. Like, say Wemby.
Well, Wemby just got to the league, so you can't say it's Wemby's fault.
It's not
a
Wemby's
participant.
fault. Wemby's a Wemby?
Yeah, I don't
He's a
know.
participant.
All right.
I'm not saying it's his
Guys
fault,
being
but
built like freaks or shooting like freaks or scoring like freaks is not an excuse for everyone else to try to be like that.
Yeah.
Because in the NBA, especially where individual branding is so important and stuff, and we've been ruled by 20 years by a man named LeBron. No, I'm sorry, LeBoo Bear. I love you, my king. Mwah.
On the podcast.
with that shit right now.
No, I'm joking.
Oh my god.
We're tagging LeBron
Cool,
when this clip
that's
comes
fine.
out.
That's my
LeBron-
goal, but I would never.
LeBron has ruled the league for 20 years.
Put this in the clips.
Our,
This is going in the clips, Jay.
okay,
We're putting this in the clips.
Bro, he's gonna be the reason. He's gonna be the reason why like everyone's like, this is why so many people think LeBron's the GOAT. Everyone just glazes LeBron. Look, laser.
Look at this podcast.
Bronze sexual right here.
I'm totally a bronze sexual. And I'm going to cry when he retires. I will.
Facts.
I'll call
I'm
him
I
gonna
out.
cry
will
too.
cry when he retires. 100%.
But just back
I
to my
witness greatness.
Yeah, just back to my point for 1 second. This league has been ruled by one man for the past 20 years, and you don't see people trying to copy Bron because Bron is
can't.
who he is.
Well, it's
You can't.
impossible to copy
But
him.
so it's impossible to copy Steph or Wemby. How are you going to copy Wemby
No,
when he's
you know,
it's
7'5"?
not impossible to copy Steph.
Why? Because you just chuck up shots and hope they go in?
shot from
I
the
mean,
logo.
Caitlin Clark is the
You can copy
female
that any
Steph
day.
Curry, and she's successful at it. So it's not.
Well, she is, and this I can't even do a Caitlin Clark versus Steph debate
I'm just
because
saying, why
in
are there so many
Medill,
threes
in
being
Medill this will
shot?
blow it.
Is what I'm saying.
In Medill, this Caitlin
because
Clark
it's an
versus
easier
Steph
way of
debate.
scoring points,
that
even though
is
it's a
what's-
lesser likely.
that is what's
even though it's a less likely
contributing-
chance.
You
you're
know
gonna
what's the
make it.
difference between Caitlin Clark and Steph though?
What?
4 rings.
Okay.
I mean,
Yeah.
she just finished her first
Yeah,
year,
bro. What else do you
No,
want
I'm talking
from her?
about. Yeah, I'm talking about Caitlin Clark's college career.
Oh well, she didn't really have a team. It was just her. It
I
was
guess.
just- I mean, South Carolina's a squad.
Did Steph have a team?
Yeah.
Nah, I'm joking.
I was like, what?
I'm joking. I'm joking.
Best team in history.
I'm joking.
we got
Oh
Skip
my
Bayless.
God.
Ladies and gentlemen, we
And they
got
don't
Skip Bayless on the
and they don't got
podcast.
Oh
shit
my
to show
God,
for
I'm
it because
joking.
of Goat James.
I'm joking. No, I'm not doing. Caitlin Clark is so special too. I understand the idea of shooting from deep and trying to be Steph and stuff.
I'm just saying-
I just don't think that's an excuse.
I'm just saying,
can't
I think
replicate-
that's what's really going into these ratings being down is this NBA 3-point shot chucking that came out of nowhere, Steph, and
You know who else is at
which
fault
is
for
why
that?
which is why he's thinking about cutting the damn 10 minutes.
But you know why? Who else is also
Quarters.
at fault for that?
Who?
Silver, the officiating. You first of all,
Officiating,
okay.
yeah.
Let me explain this. I think James Harden is also at fault for this, and I'll tell you why.
James Harden.
No, I'll tell you why. I'll tell you why. James Harden
How
is
is James
so
Harden?
famous for what? Foul baiting. He was the first player that really foul bait at an extreme level, right?
Oh, totally.
Right?
Yeah.
So what happens is players they don't want to go to the paint anymore.
Foul
Because they're
baiting
not
is an
getting those
issue.
those foul baiting calls.
Foul
So they go to
baiting
the
is an
paint
issue.
and then they foul bait. Whereas you have no choice but to contact.
Right.
Then you get Steph Curry who comes in the league and is shooting threes. And now players are saying, well, wait a minute. If I'm gonna foul, right, and trying to foul bait, what's
Yeah.
the easiest way to get points? Just shoot threes and foul bait.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
you got guys jacking up shots, just flailing, so that way they get 3 points and then potential fourth. So you got a combination of that.
I also want to make a complaint about these ratings as well as a contributor. Why am I watching? Okay, don't get me wrong. I love Shai Gilgeous-Alexander. All right, Jokic, wonderful,
Yeah.
generational talent right there.
Generational.
All right, Steph Curry, he's great. All right,
Generational.
great.
Okay.
Why am I watching these guys on my television 5 times a week?
Dude, I can't believe we're crapping on Steph, dude. Steph's
Why am I
Because Steph
Steph
is-
watching them on my television?
If we take Steph out of the argument, I agree with you, but he is so must-watch television, and the second he's not on national television, he'll do something so special, and then people will be like,
I'll
put
tell
him
you
on national
what, Steph's
television.
had some fucking stinkers this year.
Oh, he has, but he's also had some games
has
where he
not been
there's also been games where he
good to
drops
watch.
30+ and hits buzzer beaters.
It's like
And that's what fans want, and that's what ratings
okay,
are.
No, but my complaint
Yeah,
is
I'm not watching the Hornets 5 times
What,
a
you,
week.
you don't want to watch Little Ball?
Not 5 times a week.
I'd rather watch LeAngelo
Because half the time
because
he's
I might
injured.
slurp in the
Half the time he has an
corner.
ankle injury, and the other half the time it's just guys getting up shots.
My thing is, why am I watching these guys? Why have I seen Shai Gilgeous-Alexander 20 times and I've seen Cade Cunningham 1 time?
Yeah.
Oh, is
LaMelo
this,
Ball.
is this
LaMelo
where your
Ball.
concern comes because the Pistons aren't on?
That's
it?
my goal right
no,
there, Cade
'cause
Cunningham.
even I want to watch LaMelo Ball.
All right,
I want to listen to Eric Collins have a stroke in the
Go to streameast.com, buddy.
fucking booth.
Go to streameast.com,
Bro,
buddy.
I know this
I
hasn't been,
tried to last night. It wasn't fucking working.
I know this hasn't been my best podcast, but can I get a sub, dude?
It wasn't working. And this is my complaint right here.
Are you sick of seeing LeBron on television?
No.
No, it's my
LeBron.
goat. It's my
LeBron.
goat.
Yeah, that's what I thought. LeBron
is genuinely good hoops. That is great basketball.
So is Steph.
Every time we're witnessing greatness. Okay.
So is Steph.
Some nights we're not.
Some nights we're not. Oh, sure.
Some nights
No,
we're
I don't
not.
have a problem with the marketing.
Some
I
nights
just
we're
think
not. I'm just saying. I just feel like you can give some other teams some opportunities at some points. I'd even watch the Kings. I'd even like to see the Kings.
I
on
love the
television.
Kings. Dude, the Prime Light
I'd
the Beam
even
Kings.
like to see the Kings on
like
television.
the Beam Kings. I saw the Beam in person,
Like
dude.
the
It was one of
Beam.
the best moments of my life.
Why am I not watching the Orlando Magic? Paulo Banchero.
Because they don't score, bro, and the NBA cares about scoring.
Franz
They're like
Wagner.
29th in offensive efficiency.
Jalen
they're good
Suggs.
though. Magic are actually
They play
pretty good.
defense.
Yeah.
They play defense and stuff.
Like
That's why they're not getting marketed because they're
the
playing
Houston,
playing
defense.
the
defense,
Houston
yeah,
Rockets.
exactly.
The Houston Rockets. I'd like to see the Houston Rockets twice a week.
Not with
I'm
no
tripping,
Dylan
not
Brooks.
twice a week. Don't,
Not with
don't-
Dylan
don't-
Brooks, I
Don't quote
wouldn't.
me on that, but I'd
Bro,
like
if
to
I'm
see
getting clipped on the
Houston.
LeBron stuff, you're absolutely getting clipped on that.
I'd like to see Houston. I would. You don't
Yeah.
want to see
And
Jalen
I'd like
Green
to- and I'd like to
Alperen
see the
Sengun.
Wilmette
I'd
High School
I'd like to
varsity
see-
team.
I'd like to see a tweak out from Dylan Brooks here and there on live national
Yeah,
television.
but he tweaks
on
out
TNT.
every other game.
He tweaks out all
I'd
the
like
time.
to see
dude.
that.
He tweaks out every other game,
I'm
and then
just
like once
saying.
in a blue moon, he'll drop like 30.
I'm just saying.
Yeah.
That's all I'm saying. All right.
All right, I get it. I do.
I'm tired of watching these guys.
Okay, so that
4
okay.
times
Let
a
me ask
week.
this then. Let me ask this then, and I say this to everyone who watches hoops, and I'll go first just to start it off. What is one thing you're named commissioner right now? Adam Silver says I'm retiring, and they said, okay, you're the next commissioner. What's the first thing you're doing? And I'll start. First thing I'm doing, I'm getting every ref I'm getting every ref, and I'm sitting down and I'm saying, we're not doing this. We're not doing this BS of calling tit for tat fouls. We're not giving SGA fake bump flail calls. We're not doing that anymore. Ethical hoops. If you're gonna go get 40, ethical hoops.
Go play ball.
If you're gonna get 40, at least only
Hashtag,
10 of
guys.
those
Start
can be
that-
free
start a
throws.
hash-
If
start
you're
a
gonna get
hashtag.
like you really have to be getting fouled. I saw a clip yesterday of SGA going to the rim. He pump faked and then the guy jumped, went past
Yeah.
him. He pump faked and then went
Yeah.
up into the guy. What
Yeah.
is that? I don't want to see that.
Yeah.
If you're going to be an MVP candidate, you
Yep.
can't do that. You
Yep.
have to get
I agree.
buckets ethically. So that's my first thing that I would do. I would get every ref, and I'm saying that. And I'm saying stop giving texts. I'm not paying you to hand out texts and kick out coaches and star players. If a little girl named Lily pays money to come see Jokic and you eject him because you feel like it, what? That's
Yeah.
ridiculous. I'm here for the fans, not for the refs. No one in history has ever gone to a game and said, "Oh my goodness, let me get Tim Donahue's signature. Let me get Scott Foster's signature."
Chris
it doesn't.
Paul.
It doesn't happen.
Scott Foster walks into the arena when he knows he's officiating Chris Paul like Stephen A. Smith does.
Yeah, that's his finals game. He's giving out texts. CP3 says one word to Scott Foster, he's out of there. So like we're not doing that.
Shades,
Did y'all
trench
wait?
coat.
Just before you go, did you guys see
Nice.
the podcast
Wearing
of
Sunday's
refs
best.
who were
Yes,
talking about
yes,
that?
it's so
it was
funny, dude.
ridiculous. He was talking about like if a player goes 5 for 14, but we miss a call, it's highlighted. Well,
Yeah.
duh, you're the ref.
Yeah,
Make a great call.
especially if it's a 2-point game, 3-point game.
And you make a
doesn't
bad
matter that the
call.
player goes 4 for 17. You made the call that changed the game.
You're not making $50 million. Stop acting like it.
Yeah, exactly. It's ridiculous.
Yeah. No, you go ahead, Jake.
If I was commissioner, I'd get in my car, drive to Area 51, get the vaccine that makes people live forever, and shoot in LeBron. No, I'm joking.
The clips are going to be insane for this one.
No, I'm getting like let's get the Wemby potion. Get the Wemby potion.
I'd get Wemby potion.
Let's just get
If you like in full
get
seriousness,
5 Wembys on each
They probably
team.
study every athlete's blood.
I
Like, what
would-
makes them so special?
the season runs from October to June right now.
Yeah.
I'd start 2 weeks earlier when the NHL starts too, and that way there's less back-to-backs and there's less like travel. And I would actually go out of my way to make scheduling easier because besides like road trips out west, it's not that easy, and players don't like playing in back-to-backs.
Yeah.
How many
can see
players?
that,
Joel
yeah.
Embiid, Kawhi
Yeah,
Leonard.
that's
They
Joel
just
Embiid.
said, the
Guys,
Pelicans
guys.
just said they're not playing Zion back to back.
Zion, right? So
Like, what are we
get rid
doing?
of some back to backs.
What are we
I
doing?
understand.
What happened to the game I
Is
love?
it- what
I
happened to the game I
understand you
love?
can't get rid of all of them, but if you get rid of some of them, that's another
Isn't
night you
the-
could see Joel Embiid go for 30.
Isn't
Yeah.
the science supposed to be better behind this shit? And we're just.
I don't know. I'm not a medicine guy.
I'm pretty sure the science is supposed to be better than what it was.
And we're right
when
across the street
dudes
from
were getting
Northwestern Med School.
clotheslined.
We're going to the med school. We're storming.
I'm gonna sound like an old head. It's because all of them soft out here.
Fuck it, I'm declaring for the med school right now. I'm gonna do this shit on my own.
Yeah, with my grade here, I don't think I get it.
Kawhi, you're good to go. Re-tears every ligament in his leg.
My bad, guys. My bad.
But I don't know. I like that. I don't
Also
know if
like
it
putting
fix-
an immunity vaccine in LeBron. Like,
Yeah, I like the immunity vaccine. How about that? Let's just let's just let have that guy play basketball forever. All right, but I think what I would do. I like your officiating point. I really do.
yeah,
I just
yeah.
give some fucking opportunity for live television to some guys. How about that?
Done.
It's that simple. All right. I mean, you've got 32 teams in the NBA. There's no reason why I should be seeing the same 8 on ESPN and
Let's
TNT.
watch the Celtics versus
That's all I'm
everybody.
saying. Like,
I'm tired of
just-
seeing the Celtics.
like for real. Like
Celtics and Knicks are always on TV.
Yeah,
I like
dude.
the Knicks, but I don't need to see them
I'm being
20
real.
times.
I'm being real.
Straight.
I'm just being straight up 100%. I know people shit on those NBA TV slates that it's the Raptors versus
You know
the
what they should
Wizards,
do?
but
You know what they should do to
How
promote
about-
that? They should do like a not a secret slot, but like an underrated slot where it's like Detroit versus Rockets.
yeah, like yeah.
Something where fans, like real fans,
Or like an
are
undercard.
like.
Yeah, an undercard.
Because
Yeah.
I think what Silver's trying to
Undercard.
do is he's trying to grow the brand
Let's have a-
globally, where people who don't even watch the sport start
Right.
getting involved. So then, if you're not watching basketball, you're not going to want to watch the I don't know, the Hornets. You're going to want to watch the Celtics because they win. So he's
Exactly.
putting the Celtics on. But what they need to do is like add a few more time slots for the true fans who want to watch the Hornets for the Pistons or the Rockets.
Yeah, like
versus-
they did
yeah.
rivalry week. How about we do a stinker week? How about that?
I wouldn't call it that, but
Yeah, you'd be,
Stinker
yeah,
week.
you'd be a great GM. Stinker week.
Yeah, like stinker week.
Hornets,
All right?
go ahead and play.
Yeah, like
Hornets Wizards.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's
do
see
it.
let's see Jordan Poole put up 35 shots.
Yeah, 35
All right.
shots and 35 points.
Like let's do it. I want to see. I want to see.
See, that's actually more interesting than watching the
That's-
Celtics.
that's
is
what I'm
watching one player
saying.
shoot horribly
Yeah.
and drop like 40 than
Yeah.
watching Jason Tatum trying to go
Yeah.
be the man every night.
Let's
Right.
watch it.
Yeah.
Let's. Just
I would take that
Put
any
it
day.
on.
Yeah.
All right. So that's.
And they got to get
don't know.
they got to get better announcers. That's not a NBA
Oh my
problem.
gosh! Give Aaron Collins a job. ESPN, somebody.
Yeah.
Maybe he doesn't want
Bridges.
to. Maybe he doesn't want to leave. Maybe
yeah,
he doesn't
the
want to
3-man
leave.
roster they replaced Van Gundy and Jackson with is terrible. No
God
offense.
awful, bro.
Jackson
Yeah.
and Gundy were way better than that.
Yeah,
they're
no.
way better.
Oh
and they
my
got rid of
gosh.
him in ESPN.
I loved Gundy.
Yeah,
He didn't give a fuck.
I like Mark Jackson.
And Mark Jackson.
Yeah.
I'm not.
Mama, there goes that man. Like I like Mark Jackson. And then they got
And-
rid of him for nothing.
And I knock it out the park.
Mark Jackson's hilarious.
All right, let's move on to All Stars and then wrap this thing up. Reaction to starters, real quick. Let's just do a real
Let's
quick
read them all
reaction.
fast. So Eastern Conference, we got Giannis Antetokounmpo, Jalen Brunson, Donovan Mitchell, Jason Tatum, and Kat.
Should have been Cade's spot.
Yeah, Cade or LaMelo got snubbed.
Cade and
I'm
LaMelo
honestly
should have
like,
taken
I
out
don't-
Donovan Mitchell.
I don't matter which one got it. They got snubbed. I think you got to give it to Brunson, but I think one of them got snubbed.
Or Darius Garland. I think Garland could have been
Garland
could
could
have
have.
possible.
Garland could have, but once again,
They just need a
But also,
representation
they're,
from,
they're
a
always
team.
going to do
Either
two
Cade or
Knicks over
LaMelo.
two Cavs.
But they're always going to put someone from the best teams, no matter how good they are.
of
Just-
course, of course.
the rest of the East, 100. That's
But
deserved.
Cade
I'm trying to
Cade
think
better
of
be
who
a
else.
reserve, or else
Yeah, he better.
flipping out.
Then we got a real problem at Silver, right?
yeah.
Then you really know what's going on.
You really know.
One more. I'm trying to think of who else was a possibility in the East. That was pretty much it.
That was really it. I mean,
Trey Young, Jimmy Butler. No,
Trae
shut up.
Young,
No, I think
possibly,
I think
but
Cade's totally a
Trey
possibility.
Young has an argument
Butler,
too. He's going to be a
absolutely
reserve.
Trey
He's an
Young.
argument for
Trae Young.
reserve. He has an argument for reserve.
Yeah.
He does. It's just so.
Dame
Jimmy Butler
slim
has
now.
no argument.
Dame
We're
could possibly be a
limited
starter.
at
Dame's
positions.
played 38 games this year,
Dame
averaging
could have been a
25. Dame
starter.
totally could have been a starter. He'll be a
100%.
reserve, obviously. Dame's a monster.
Yeah.
In the West, Steph, Bron, Durant, Shea, Jokic. I'm just gonna start off even if you think Steph, LeBron, or Durant aren't gonna be starters, they will be for the rest of their career.
Yeah.
They
Kind
will
of like
be.
Kobe was, like Jordan was, like LeBron's been. They will be.
Yeah, I don't.
And
think,
they're all having good seasons too.
Yeah, I don't
Steph's
think.
having a down year, but you're right.
I think Wemby should be there instead of KD.
I agree
But
with
once
that.
again, it's the argument of like you're like it's
He'll be
gonna
a starter when KD goes down.
That's what I'm saying.
When
Like,
he
it's-
retires.
Yeah, when
It's
one of them
gonna be-
retires, Wemby's gonna be a starter eventually.
Yeah, it's gonna be Steph, LeBron, KD. Like
Also, like,
it's just-
yeah, the West too, bro. I'm sorry, I just interrupted you. Luka's been hurt, right? But
Yep.
Luka would be a starter.
yeah,
Wemby's gonna be a starter. Like the West has a lot of young talent, as does the East. I'm not trying to cut off the East and stuff, but like as
about
long as the
Book?
three legends, Book too.
Book,
He's a
yeah.
reserve.
Yeah, the three.
be a reserve.
Like Kawhi and Harden are out there too. Like they're not starters.
Not
I'm not saying
Kawhi.
they're not Kawhi. Kawhi
Nah,
hasn't played.
Kawhi's too old. He's
and
not an all-star.
He hasn't played enough. And De'Aaron Fox is out there.
Harden should. Yeah, Harden.
But like as long as Steph, Durant, and LeBron are like existing, they'll be starters.
Yeah.
And all them being in the Western Conference doesn't help guys like Wemby, like Luka, like other people and stuff. Like Luka might not have been a starter this year
Yeah.
because even if he played the amount of games, because like who are you taking out? Shea, who averaged 32, or Steph, when everybody loves Steph? And that's not
Yeah,
to
it's really
disrespect Steph
three-
because he's Steph.
It's literally the three-headed monster and then two MVP candidates. So what are you
Yeah.
gonna do
exactly.
about that?
That's
Like,
not. It's nothing you can do that. Like at least with the East and stuff. Like I think you could build a team in the West, like a West second team that could compete with the East first team.
yeah.
I really do.
Oh, yeah.
Wemby, Luka, De'Aaron Fox, Kawhi. Like
yeah. The
I
West
thought,
is stacked.
I totally think you can and stuff. Like I think the West is a better. The West is a better conference. Like that's obvious and stuff.
Yeah.
the
Yeah.
West is stacked.
Yeah.
If you invite me somewhere and I promise you that I'm coming, then I send a picture of Kawhi Leonard 5 minutes
You're not showing.
before, I'm not showing up.
Cough, cough.
Just had to put that out there. Shout out Kawhi, funny guy. I'm a funny guy.
I'm dead.
I'm a fun guy. I'm a fun guy, man. But yeah, I mean,
You got that.
yeah. All-Star reserves announced tonight, 7:00. Well, actually, I think it's it's 7:00 Eastern
It's
time.
somewhere around there.
I forgot we're Central Time down here, so it's a little weird, a little wonky, since I'm so used to Eastern Time. But yeah,
I think we're done ball talking.
yeah, we'll wrap it up.
We're done.
Yeah.
I think
Yeah.
we are done. We got a good slate on Saturday, so we'll be sure to have some college basketball
Indeed.
ones, and we'll do some more NBA talk. But huge rivalry games this weekend. You got Duke, Carolina. You got a personal one, Michigan, Rutgers in here. So
We will not be dropping a podcast next week
Yes,
Yeah,
that's what I
because
was
we will
gonna
all
say.
be out of town.
if Tucson and I
Yeah.
get bored, we might,
We might do some.
because Blake is going to the Super Bowl.
Check the Instagram and check the TikTok because we'll post clips of us on
Yeah.
our trip there at
That's a good
games
idea.
and stuff.
Yeah,
We'll
I
post
can't
them.
wait. I can't wait for all my golf fans to see
Yeah.
what I get up to.
I'm gonna try to like get something for the Super Bowl for the pod.
Boy, you better get
Trying to
Patty Mahomes for the
figure-
You better get Patrick Mahomes.
Trying to, yeah,
Bro's gonna pull up
we're
with
gonna see.
freaking like Mekhi Becton. Like
Makai
We're gonna
Becton.
We're gonna
Don't get Makai Becton.
We're
Get
gonna
Saquon.
see. We're gonna. Yeah, I mean, yeah, but like
Jalen Hurts.
you're telling me to get Saquon. It's
AJ
Saquon.
Brown. Devontae Smith.
dude, AJ Brown's
Yeah,
been
I
so
could get
upset about the play
Devontae.
calling.
Get
You could
Jahan
definitely get him.
Dotson.
Jahan Dotson.
That's a good
Jahan
one.
Dotson.
No, wait, you know who I
That's
want.
interesting. You want Cooper DeJean?
I want Cooper DeJean.
Okay, we'll take.
Or Reed Blankenship.
Or
I-
Reed Blankenship.
I take both.
It's
I take the
realistic.
exciting whites.
Get
Well, we gotta
CJ
get both
Gardner
of them.
Johnson.
The exciting whites.
Get CJ
Calling
Gardner
it the
Johnson.
exciting whites.
Did you see that play when he caused the fumble and it was
Yes.
those two and Bond and I was like, man, that's
White
punch.
guys across the world.
I know, I
Pump
saw
their
that.
fists.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then their handshake.
Yeah.
Nice to meet you, sir. But
But yeah, we will not be, next week. That's why we did 2 this week, but we'll see y'all, again.
Down the road.
Enjoy
Y'all got
these.
spoiled this week.
Y'all got spoiled this week. Enjoy these 2 this week. Go back if you haven't and listen to the past ones. Of course, check the TikTok out. Get a laugh. All of our
Check the IG out too.
all of
We're
our
gonna be posting
clips.
on there.
all of our clips on TikTok. We'll post clips on IG soon as well. YouTube Shorts. Got to get those up.
Ace
as well,
Bailey
so
subscribed.
We'll have those up. Ace Bailey subscribed. Yeah. Like, subscribe.
Let's hope he didn't unsubscribe.
Yeah, he didn't. He didn't.
Yeah. And, stay fly.
Peace.